To America now, where Democrats and Republican voters are going to the polls to cast their primary ballots. Now, there are 5 states up for grabs. In the Democratic primary, there's Kansas, Louisiana and Nebraska. And the Republicans are courting voters in Kansas, Louisiana, Maine and Kentucky. While Hillary Clinton has 1,066 delegates, 134 are up for grabs on Saturday. Clinton needs a total of 2,382 to clinch the Democratic nomination. On the Republican side, frontrunner Donald Trump has 329 delegates. 174 are on the line this Saturday. Trump will need a total of 1,237 to win his party's nomination. Now, for plenty more on the race for the White House, we're joined now by political consultant Edward Ayoob, who's in Washington, D.C. Now, Edward, thank you very much for your time. Do you think today is the day, then, that the frontrunners, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, cement their lead?
There's not really enough delegates for them to cement their lead, but it certainly is a good bellwether of what we should expect to see on Tuesday in Michigan and the following week, which is really going to be the bellwether day on March 15th with respect to Ohio, Florida, Illinois, and a couple of the other states. But today will be a good barometer of where the front runners are, both with Secretary Clinton and with Mr. Trump.
Let's analyze the Republican side of the race for the time being, if that's okay. There
Sure.
are four candidates at the moment. Do you see any of them dropping out anytime soon?
I'll point to the March 15th date. There'll be the contest that you mentioned today, but obviously Mr. Trump being the front runner, he's not going anywhere. Senator Cruz just won his home state of Texas, and Senator Rubio and Governor Kasich have their home states coming up on March 15th in Florida and Ohio, respectively. So while we saw Dr. Carson drop out a couple days ago, you're not going to see the field change until, at the very least, after March 15th. I don't think any of them will drop out even after March 15th, but because it converts from what we've had up to now is a proportional stake in delegates, March 15th, those states are winner take all. So by most calculations, everyone believes that Senator Rubio has to win Florida to keep going, and everyone believes that Governor Kasich has to win Ohio to move forward. So you're not going to see a change in the field until March 15th when we have those results, and then everybody will reassess after then.
It's perhaps a little bit clearer on the Democratic side of things. I mean, what does Bernie Sanders have to do from here to stop Hillary Clinton from securing that nomination?
Yeah, the math is really against Senator Sanders. One thing that separates or differentiates the Democratic nominating process from the Republican nominating process is not only do you get delegates awarded from the elections in the nominating caucuses and primaries, but you also have the superdelegates that are awarded, which are made up of party leaders throughout the states and in Washington. And Secretary Clinton has a commanding lead in those superdelegates as well. So mathematically, Senator Sanders is still alive, and as you probably know, he's vowed to stay in the race all the way through until the convention in July. But the math is really against him, and he'd have to sweep the vast majority, if not all, the states, and more importantly, he'd have to win them at such a large margin to overtake the lead that Secretary Clinton has built up to date.
Okay, Edward, thank you very much for your insight here on TRT World.